Mark Cameron, Chief Operating Officer for Ardmore Shipping.
A typically forthright presentation from you, Mark, and some strong words for the charterers in the audience.
Yeah, I raised a question around demurrage payments, and I raised a question around the payment profile of a lot of oil traders and oil majors, not all, but the majority, that seem to treat demurrage as their free working capital. And I think it's about time the industry took a fresh look at that. I think it's about time that, particularly in these economic times, that payment when payment is due should be something that our customers actually acknowledge and honor.
And typically, I think you referenced a 90-day waiting period.
Well, 90 days beyond due before they would even look at a file is quite commonplace. And these are words that are bandied about in demurrage circles. So that puts payment out 120, 180 days sometimes. And, I just think it's not good enough. And I think the industry as a whole should be encouraged to take a fresh look at this and improve their opportunities.
Now, something else that I feel you don't think is good enough and you think the industry should take a fresh look at and improve its opportunities is ballast water. Yeah,
look, as I said in the conference, it's very important that we walk the fine line between a corporate responsibility and a practical economic outlook. And, ballast water treatment has a zero return on investment. And putting that aside, I think we have to look at the little bit of a mess that there's been around everything to do with ballast water treatment. It's very hard when you're running a fleet of ships with a life expectancy of 25 years to start looking and saying, well, we need to invest something around $3 million on a 15, 16, 17-year-old ship. I'm fortunate I don't have many in that category, but still there are those owners out there who do. And those are massive capital investments at a point in time where I just think practicality isn't a word that anybody really wants to consider.
Predictably, the human element featured large in the discussion, but contrary to popular perception, it was your case that you're actually adding to crew rather than reducing or looking to increased automation on board.
Hours of work and hours of rest are really important, and any kind of detention around that has a devastating impact on the economic performance of a ship. So I think adding crew is important for specific reasons, and certainly on ships where we've got really poor fuel quality, and there's more and more of that coming around these days, we're seeing that is having an impact on engineering staff, and as a result, fourth engineers are becoming more necessary again. Additionally, of course, for the long-standing trades where it's very intensive in and out of port, we're adding third mates, and that's nothing new. Cadet investments continue. So despite hardship in terms of earnings, we still have major investment in crew.
And you remain a small data rather than a big data man.
Yeah, I say that with a smile. I have respect for what the big data guys are pushing out there, but I do believe that decision making at the point where the decision needs to be made, at the time when it needs to be made, on board the ship is the best value decision that we could have. And for me, that means putting data in the hands of the people who can make a difference there and then that's the guys on board.
Finally, Mark, how have you found this year's conference?
Great. It's probably the best conference that I attend all year, and I'm pretty selective in what I do attend. But I feel that the topics and the freshness of the approach are certainly, kind of great to be involved in, and I'm proud to be associated with it.